Welcome into the Bluegrass Burnouts YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking over the paint schemes for Talladega's spring race. We are back to the super speedways, Cody, after about a 2.5 month break, I would say, and we're back. The Crash Fest people are going to be very happy. However, the last time we were at Dega, it really wasn't that bad, if I remember, or
It
maybe
was
the last
very
spring.
green flag run kind
Yeah,
of race.
yeah, it was very clean. It was very clean super speedway. But I mean, if Daytona and Atlanta from this year's taught us anything so far, is that these guys are unfortunately something's going to happen. Don't want anybody to get hurt, but you just kind of have to expect it. And if you don't expect it, that's on you. But anyways, Cody, let's get into some paint schemes. I don't have an honorable mention for this week. If you do, go on ahead. If not, I will go ahead with my number five.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run a quick honorable mention, and it's not really because of the paint scheme or anything like that, but I just want to give a quick shout out to the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Rockstar Energy
Looks good.
enters the
Looks very good.
fray. The scheme does look great. It's nothing to rave about or anything like that, but we always love a new sponsor, a sponsor that does a lot of motorsport, a sponsor that does a lot of sports in general,
Oh yeah.
and haven't seen them in NASCAR. Obviously, Monster is the primary, NASCAR energy drink sponsor, but a really cool opportunity to see Rockstar here, and they went very simple with the scheme, but it's also very effective. So, just a quick shout out. Super cool to see yet another big time sponsor entering the sport, and
Oh yeah.
hopefully he runs well. Obviously Reddick's always going to be a guy that has a chance, especially this year. But yeah, love this scheme, and always nice to see another sponsor.
Oh yeah. You know what, Cody? Go on with your number five, since we already got you up there.
Yeah, we'll go. Hey, I'm on a roll here. We got the number one of Ross Chastain, the underwear car, and this is just basically the reimagined one that they did last year, the jockey scheme, um, but it's black, and black is arguably better on a race car. I love the way that they did it with the blue highlights. I love it. It looks great. Making it look like it's like air wind particles flowing through looks really good. Last year's was already great. We have this argument often with which color looks best on a race car. I am always a fan of white cars, but I think they really knocked it out of the park with adding the highlights on this black car. Because sometimes when you have a black base, it can become, you know, sometimes empty space becomes a problem depending on what your sponsor is. But, they took a car that is essentially just black and were able to use that particle kind of design to completely fill it up. And then obviously you've got the super fun guy in his underwear
Oh
design.
yeah.
So it's just a fun car. It's nothing that's super interesting, super like 10 out of 10, but a fun scheme to have, and I think they really improved from what they had last year.
And I agree with you, Cody, because for my number five, I have the underwear car for Ross Chastain. Great looking car, like you said. Nothing really to rave home about. It's funny seeing the guy in his underwear, but besides that, I mean, like you said, it looks cool with the airflow through. But it's a very basic car. Still a good car. We love goofy cars here. They're on here a lot.
Absolutely.
But I can't agree with you more. I'm going to go with my number four, Cody, because I really
Go
haven't
ahead.
talked a lot this video so far. My number four is Chase Elliott and the Amazon Prime Chevrolet. Looks really nice. The black on the front and the back looks really good. The blue in the middle. Same thing, kind of like with the underwear car. It's a little basic, but they do a good job. There's also there's little rectangles in there. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to symbolize. Something with Amazon, maybe. But you know what I mean by looking at the car. It looks really good. The Prime logo fits in very well. It doesn't really look out of place, anything like that. And then they do a good job, putting in the Valvoline, the Coke sponsors, the LL Bean, everything else that he has on there. Not LL Bean, the lumber stuff.
Yeah.
It all looks good. They do a very good job of incorporating the schemes. We've said that a lot this year. They've done a very good job this year of
Very
incorporating
much.
everything onto the car. Like everything looks like it's supposed to be there. And
Yeah.
that's the thing about this one. It's a really good car. I really like it, but there's some better ones in there.
For sure, for sure. At my number 4, I've got Sammy Smith going to O'Reilly in the number 8
We said it right.
Arby's barbecue car.
Great car. That was close to
And
being on mine. Very
dude, a
close.
very, very clean car. Looking at it, you're not going to, see a lot of eye-popping stuff, but, you've got the 8 font is always incredible to see that font. They've got the little design going around the numbers, and you can't really see it in the picture on the website, but if you go to the Junior Motorsports post, you can really see it better. Makes it pop really well. The Arby's logo on the back takes up the perfect amount of space. And then obviously you've got the smoke, that barbecue smoke going throughout the car. I really love that idea, and I think they did it perfectly. The execution was absolutely incredible. And then just the color scheme is really simple, really easy, going from that light red to the darker, maroonish color, and then having that white stripe, very thin, but it, very clearly, tells you where the gap is, where the break is. I think it does it very well, and just overall, really knocked this scheme out of the park.
Yeah, they did. It looks fantastic. That would have been my honorable mention if I would have had it, and I was very close to putting it on my list. Cody, we'll let you go ahead with your number 3.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and move up there. I've got Riley Herbst in the number 35, the beatbox car.
We will see
The
that one
only
later.
reason that this one isn't higher on my list is because we have seen it before, not this season. I don't think we've seen it this season, but it did run last year. I gave it a lot of praise last year. I love when a car has not too much going on, but a lot going on. And obviously, this car has a lot going on. The Beatbox sponsor is always nice. Like again, a new sponsor, relatively a very popular brand, especially on a college campus. You see it quite often.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
the colors are great. We've talked about how alcohol sponsors, alcohol and tobacco, really can be some of the best sponsors. And this is not an exception. I love the colors on this. And I think the way that they went about the design in general is very simple, but it's also very effective. Like you got the little hints of the checker pattern, the dashes and the logo, the different colors on the logo, and then obviously just like the rainbow of colors going throughout the car. Little dashes here and there, little hints of black here and there. And then, the Monster Energy logo on the back fits him really well. I just think overall they executed this really well, and I love the way that the colors pop. And, having seen this almost this exact scheme on track before, it looks even better on track. So, got them at the 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, completely agree with you, Cody. My number 3, I got Eric Jones in the Doritos number 43 Toyota. I think that looks fantastic. It looks great. You can't say it doesn't. Red and black always looks really good together. It's just one of those opposite colors that looks good. You see it a lot in sports, you see it a lot in college, sports especially. But the thing that I love about this, I love the gold that they have around the numbers. Some people, I
Yes.
saw some people that they didn't like that. I really liked it, and that was kind of a big thing for me. The Doritos logo looks good. It incorporates into the car really well. The Dollar Tree logo, admittedly, at least on the quarter panel, looks a little out of place, kind of. But I like what they did. I like how they kind of have they have like the shape, like that Dorito shape. The triangles moving out onto the back of the car. I think it looks fantastic. Great scheme. That's why I have it at my number 3. And I'll go ahead with my number 2 as well right here, Cody, because I have Riley Herbst in that 35 Beatbox car. I can't say anything else that you haven't already said. I think it looks fantastic. I love it. It reminds me of a car that you'd see at Miami,
Yeah,
specifically.
absolutely.
But everything you said, just the hints of black, the colors that pop, the fact that it has a lot going on, but still exactly what's going on with the car makes it super unique. And looking at it as well, like we always say, anything that incorporates each other's sponsors really well is going to get pluses from us. And that Monster Energy logo looks like it's supposed to be there. That looks like
Absolutely.
if you didn't know what Monster was and you looked at the car, you'd be like, okay, that's a little bit of a weird design, but that's probably like something for Beatbox, whatever that is. Now, obviously it's not, but they do such a good job of incorporating it that it looks like it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. And going into my 2, I've got what could be a early runner for my favorite scheme of the year, which feels really weird not putting it at 1, but we'll talk about it. the Grillo's Pickles Pabst Blue Ribbon Ford for Noah Gregson. We've got the pickle beer car.
I'm going to go ahead and just say that's my number one, so let's just talk about it.
The pickle beer car.
It looks so good. It looks
This thing
hilarious.
Is gorgeous.
The pickle holding the beer too
the
is what.
pickle with the beer. The fact that it actually says pickle beer car.
Yes.
And then I love the incorporation of both, brands with the Pabst Grillo's pickles. That logo looks so good. It looks like a real logo. You know what I mean?
It looks like an IPA logo. Like it looks like
Exactly.
a dill flavored IPA logo. Even though it's
takes
Pabst, and that's a sin to put IPA and Pabst in the same sentence. However, though, it looks so good. I mean, I think this is my favorite scheme of the year so far. And
Dude,
I know
this is genuinely just
we
such
always
a
talk
fun
about
design.
we always talk about goofy cars, like because let's be honest, the goofy cars are the one that you remember. You don't remember the basic
absolutely.
black cars. You're gonna remember pickle beer car. You're gonna remember Saucy Nugs. Shout out to was it SVG that was running that at Chicago a few years ago. I mean, I remember those schemes. I don't remember like the basic black ones. Like I'm not going to remember the Chase Elliott Prime one. Unfortunately, it's a great looking car, but I'm not. But I'm going to remember pickle beer car, and that's probably what I'm going to run in now. And that's probably what I'm going to run in iRacing now is pickle beer car. You have to.
And like I said, they incorporated the logos super well. The colors also just go together super well. I love how in the front where it has like the yellow with the with the dots, like it's it's a pickle, and
pickle
then
Rick.
the the 4 on the door just hits perfectly.
Oh yeah,
like that. The colors just combine so well, and we talk a lot about logos that are out of place. The Rush logo is out of place, but that doesn't hurt this scheme at all. No one's gonna pay attention to that. It's not bad enough or present enough for it to really make a difference.
I'll be honest, Cody, I didn't even notice that it was there until
That's
you brought
what I'm
it
saying.
up.
Like, no one's going to, see that and be like, oh, that ruins the car. I'll complain about it every now and then. But the fact that... Also, I love how much they filled up. This car has zero negative space. The logo is massive. The pickle beer car fits perfectly where it's at. It's not cut off any. Looks incredible. This car just overall... knocked it out of the park. Genuinely one of my favorite schemes of the year. However, it was not my number one. And I'm going to tell you why. This Chase Elliott car is sexy. I am a huge fan of this number 9, the Prime scheme. When they first announced this car this year, I knew that when it ran, it was going to be my number 1. And it holds up. It's definitely not the greatest scheme we've ever seen. It's nothing, like you said, to call home about. But I personally, this just tickles an itch for me. I love the way this looks. I love the blue. I love the black. I think the colors go together super well. I love the way they incorporated the logos, but I also love how they combine the black and the blue. It's not just a solid cutoff. I love the pixelation design. I love the number placement as well. It really is just in the perfect spot where it just kind of in that mesh. I love the small incorporation of the yellow and the red. It's nothing major, nothing that you're really going to notice, but it just when you notice it, it tickles the right part of my brain.
Fair
And
enough.
I just absolutely love this scheme. And especially compared to other Prime schemes that we have seen, I don't totally remember the one from last year, but I don't remember it being very good. And I could be totally wrong, but I was not impressed enough to the point where I recall anything from that scheme. This scheme is different. Like I said, the first time that I saw this, I immediately fell in love with it. I love the transition from black to blue. And, I'm not going to repeat everything that I've already said, but genuinely, I do love this scheme. Do I think that Beer Pickle Car is over it in terms of how much I love the scheme? No, but I will say that I think design wise, the 9 has more I don't even know if personality is what I can say, but I just feel like it's a little more technical, if that makes sense.
That's fair. No, that's very fair.
The pickle beer
It's very
car
fair.
is comedy. Love it. I also think overall it's just a great scheme.
I would say as
But I
well.
love the way they did this.
I would say that if you're looking at a car that will be ran multiple times, that prime car is one that will be ran
Absolutely.
more. Like the pickle beer car seems like it's just going to be a one-off car. You know what I
I hope
mean?
it's not. Let me
I hope
say
it's
that
not.
now.
I know. I truthfully hope it's not.
Let
Because
me
I love
also
it.
just put this by saying these two, even though they are 1 and 2, are literally neck and neck. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no.
care if you switched them out.
I mean,
I wouldn't care if you put the 9 lower because I could absolutely understand the argument for that. I know you had it at 4. It's nothing to phone home
No,
about.
this whole-
It just personally tickles my fancy, and I love the way they did it. Pickle Beer
This-
Car is going to deserve that, official scheme of the week. Absolutely deserved.
I mean, I describe this week as Lightning, Chick Hicks, and the King finishing in that first race in cars. I mean, it is literally right there. You can give it to
Absolutely.
either of. You can give it to any of them. I mean,
Genuinely,
I
we've got
if
some
you-
great schemes this week.
If you put any of these 5 schemes as your scheme of the week, I would agree with you in some way or the other. Because
Absolutely.
they all look good, and I believe, really, except for, me having, I believe it was Eric Jones, and then you having the Arby's car. I believe that was the only thing. We had them in different spots in some cases, but we had the same cars in general.
Yeah, I will say just to talk about it a little bit because we kind of skipped over it. The Doritos car, I think it's super interesting having a Doritos car. I like the way they did it, but there's just something that put me off about how they did it. I wish they would have
There's-
put more highlights, more other colors. Like I think if they promoted a little more, white highlights around the front, it would have looked a little bit better. Not that it doesn't look good, because it is still very good and is one that was very close to like on the honorable mention list. It just, I don't know, just something about it is a little off-putting. But I will say I do love the Doritos logo, how they have the stuff going through.
Well,
I do love
the
it,
other thing
but-
is that the new Doritos logo isn't as good as the old logo with like the
Oh,
squiggly
absolutely
line.
not. Absolutely.
And like the way they used to spell it, so it just doesn't look as good as it used to on race cars.
For sure.
It's too
But yeah,
corporate now. It's too corporate.
Still a big shout out. I do think it's a great scheme. I'm excited to see, because you don't see a Doritos car very often.
No.
So another one where it's cool to see them on a car, but I just don't think they executed it as well as they could have. I think there's a lot more areas where they could have improved, and I think the 5 that I chose didn't have as many of those areas.
That's fair. No, that's very fair, Cody. I 100% agree with you. Like I said, I mean, anybody who put this is a great week for schemes. Anybody who put these
Very
5
much.
that we mentioned, I guess 6 that we mentioned technically, on your list, if you put them anywhere, I would not disagree with you at all. They all look fantastic. It's nice going to these bigger tracks like Talladega, like Daytona, Atlanta, compared to a Kansas or maybe a Pocono or, like a New Hampshire, just because they know that they're going to get a lot better viewership. So
TV time
the better,
as well
so the
with the
better
big
schemes, so the
tracks.
better schemes come out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the perks of running super speedways. You're going to get more camera time. You want to have a better scheme. No one wants to put out a horrible scheme for a Talladega week where you could be hell, the 51 car could be leading the front of the pack. You have no idea.
Yeah.
So every team goes all out, and man, they definitely did it this week. We're pumped to get to the track.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I know you are as well, Cody. You got anything else before we end this today?
No, sir, man. We are ready to go super speedway race, and we got some incredible schemes out there this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please let us know how we did. Like we always say, though, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We have a lot of really fun stuff coming out in the future, so we would appreciate you guys. If you like our stuff, keep following along with us, and y'all have a good rest of your day.